Investment growth is one of the main factors of economic development in Kazakhstan. Foreign capital is being invested in the country and work is carried out in all areas. Kazakhstan has embarked on accelerated modernization, innovation, and digital transformation. The country has created a favorable investment climate. There are 11 special economic zones and 22 industrial zones, where the necessary infrastructure has been built. Last year, the volume of foreign investment grew by more than 18%.
По итогам 2017 года в экономику Казахстана было вложено 7,4 триллиона тенге.
According to the year-end overview of 2017, 7.4 trillion tenge of foreign investment were invested in Kazakhstan's economy. In 2018, this figure has increased by 20.3%. This is the direct evidence that Kazakhstan's economy is attractive and shows steady growth. We also think that this will be facilitated by the opening of AIFC, which gives the possibility of placing private and corporate assets as well as deposits and savings. All regions of the country demonstrate their attractiveness for investors. Thus, in the Jambil region, 124 projects are being implemented worth over 80 billion tenge. Construction of the facilities was completed last year. 20 billion tenge was allocated for construction of 32 houses and infrastructure facilities, of which 20 facilities have been built. 7.8 billion tenge was allocated for these works, of which 7.1 billion tenge have been received. Experts highlight that in the long term, there will be an increase in the interest of foreign countries towards Kazakhstan. Another notable trend is the increase of investments in manufacturing industry and trade. Given this fact, analysts forecast that by 2022, the volume of foreign investments in fixed capital of the economy's non-commodity sector may increase to 50%. Officials in East Kazakhstan region are planning to increase exports of wood products. Foresters occupy 3.5 million hectares of land in the region. However, 95% of the woods are over 40 years old. The old trees are not suitable for furniture manufacturing and will be used to increase the production volumes.
Мы готовим учет лесного фонда. У нас спелых и перестойных насаждений.
We are performing a forest inventory. There are 2.6 million cubic meters of mature and old-growth wood. 500,000 of them are old trees. It shows that our forest is aging and we need to process it.
Стареет, и его надо как-то перерабатывать.
For example, this plant manufactures 16,000 cubic meters of chipboard from the timber, which is not used in the industrial purposes. 30% of output is exported to Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Our enterprise focuses on processing of the substandard wood, in other words, all the logs in the stack which cannot be used for any other purposes. Officials in eastern Kazakhstan are planning to increase the timber production due to the opening of new enterprises and attracting foreign investors. There are a number of processing companies in the region which also perform deep processing. There is an interest of the Chinese furniture companies which are ready to visit us to negotiate our terms and, if possible, launch manufacturing of deep wood processing facilities. Forests will be renewed with the launch of processing facilities. Forest users will have to plant 2 hectares of trees if they log 1 hectare of wood. Since 2030, local officials are planning to plant up to 3,500 hectares of coniferous and deciduous trees every year. Digital transformation of the agricultural industry is a priority in Kazakhstan. Agrarians in all regions of Kazakhstan are working on implementation of digital technologies. In 2018, pasture lands and 52% of arable land were fully digitized in Kostanay region. There is also a successful smart dairy farm introduced in pilot mode in the region. Smart systems monitor cows and their yields around the clock. The technologies are beneficial and monitor milk yield, livestock safety, and animal retirement. We can see all physiological changes in animals. If the body temperature or animal activity change, we immediately make a decision. 5 digital precision farms and 6 livestock smart farms will be opened in Kostanay region by 2022.
находит успешное уже внедрение.
Digital technologies are applied in other farms as well. GPS systems are used in many farms, which see the benefits of the new technologies. New technologies helped a poultry farm in Kostanay to increase productivity by 35 times. As a result, hens produce 250 million chicken eggs annually. The output is sold domestically and exported abroad. Almost 4 billion tenge was invested in the project. The operations are fully automated. The farmers distribute food, clean the cages, and collect eggs by pressing a button.
Если брать не проводя модернизацию, то
Without modernization, we would have a lot of manual labor at the farm. The operations would have involved many people in the amount of 700 people and more. The productivity increased by 1.5 to 2 times and even 4 times. In 2019, the positive experience will be applied in other farms of the region. The digital hub established in the region is specifically aimed at training farmers. The first hybrid cardiac surgery was held in Kazakhstan. Cardiac surgeons in Astana were the 8th in the world to successfully perform 2 invasive interventions at the same time. Doctors implanted an artificial valve for 74-year-old resident in East Kazakhstan region, Yury Dudaryev. The surgeons also performed a coronary artery bypass surgery. Surgical procedures lasted more than 2 hours. However, this operation took 4 hours, without a break between interventions. These surgical operations have been performed in the world for several years now. Performing several types of surgical interventions on one organ helped a lot of patients. Such complex manipulations are recorded. For example, this is an exclusive video of Yury Dudaryev's surgery. Experts believe that the footage can serve as a visual aid for Kazakhstan's future cardiac surgeons. Another advantage of the video surveillance is that the operation can be monitored online and the patient will not have to undergo several procedures at different times.
Этому пациенту была противопоказана операция открытая. An
open heart operation was contraindicated in this patient, and he has had this disease for quite a long time. However, our clinic's surgeons were able to combine these 2 procedures. We performed the surgery for the first time. This is the 8th hybrid cardiac surgery in the world. Cardiac surgeons believe that they will be able to perform more operations of this kind in the near future. Meanwhile, doctors continue monitoring Yury Dudaryev's condition. He will spend a few more weeks in the hospital.
Себя чувствую, неплохо, можно сказать.
I don't feel bad right now. The surgical operation was difficult for me because my body weakened. It was hard for the doctors to find a spot for the injection. My condition is good so far.
С большим трудом находили место, где укол поставить. Пока благополучно.
There's a high demand for such operations in Kazakhstan and the world. Currently, experts believe that the hybrid interventions will allow avoiding complications and will prolong the patients' lives. Ambulance service in Kyrgyz capital Bishkek is connected to the automated system. From now on, calls from citizens will be processed by computer. Doctors will monitor online the number of patients waiting for their turn. According to experts, transition to the digital system will allow to improve the quality of the ambulance services. There's an increase in the number of residences' addresses. Because of the busy ambulances, doctors cannot reach severe patients who need emergency aid.
Готовили этот проект мы в течение 2 лет.
We've been working on this project for 2 years. First, we decided to learn experiences from other countries such as Kazakhstan, Russia, and South Korea. Then, we adapted these practices in our emergency medical service. We identified our tasks for the future and assessed our capacities. We introduced this system and now we are using it. Kazakh film series Mother's Heart is broadcasted on popular television channel in Uzbekistan, Sevimli. The series was filmed in 2017 at the request of Khabar agency. The media organization translated the film into other languages. The last episode of the series is being worked on by the media team. Every film character has a certain story. Each of them attracts viewers with their unique features. The series is full of events. Interesting events happen in every episode, making viewers wonder what will happen next. It is not easy to foresee what will happen next. The television channel's creative council chose The Mother's Heart among many foreign films because the channel's management wanted to air a touching story promoting family values. According to the TV channel's director general, the film focuses on the realities of modern life, addressing social issues that are relevant to the contemporary society. Viewers received Khabar Agency's film with special warmth and interest. At their request and based on their opinions, we decided to air another Kazakh film, Stranger's Heart. We are set to continue cooperating with Khabar Agency. We hope to demonstrate another Kazakh series titled Brother. I watched the film and I think that the plot is very interesting. According to the channel's spokespeople, the management wanted to mark the start of the Year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan with a broadcast of this film. The Kazakh national instrument dombra is becoming increasingly popular in Russia. In the Astrakhan region, a special department for the dombra at the College of Culture and Arts has been opened. Raimbek Ilyeshov has been playing dombra since his childhood. The young musician says that it seems simple to play the dombra only at first glance. However, people need to learn a lot of secrets in order to become a professional, to master all the nuances of the ancient instrument and play it virtuously. My grandfather and father played dombra. I've known it since childhood. Now my biggest dream is to teach everyone who wants to play this wonderful instrument. Today, there are 22 employees at the dombra department. There are students who are representatives of nationalities such as Kalmyks, Kumyks, Nogais and Tatars. All of them are learning the works of the classic Kazakh instrumental music, specifically of the great Kurban Gazi. Young people are very interested in dombra. Every year, 6 to 7 people enroll to study at this department. Kazakhs living in Astrakhan have the closest tie with Kazakhstan. In fact, each family is an interlacing of kinship, friendship, business, and cultural ties with Kazakh families. Therefore, the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity state program has found a response in the Russian city. In addition, last year, the Shalkyma folk instrument ensemble visited a number of cities where the ensemble members performed the famous kui with the dombra. This also left a mark on the hearts of people admiring the melody of the dombra. Today, over 140,000 Kazakhs live in Astrakhan. Not a single major cultural event is organized without the dombra. The Great Silk Road is one of the significant achievements of ancient civilizations. It contributed to the establishment of diplomatic relations between countries of the East and West. On Kazakhstan's territory, the Silk Road took its origin from the borders of China. The Chinese merchants carried silk, weapons, medicines, and foodstuffs through the Kazakh steppes to the west. The route passed through ancient cities such as Sayram, Yassi, Otrar, and Taras. The importance of the trade route was outlined in President of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev's article titled 7 Facets of the Great Steppe.
Делая экскурс в историю, глава государства действительно остановился на значении Великого Шелкового пути. Великий Шелковый путь имел...
By conveying the history, the head of state indeed focused on the significance of the Great Silk Road. The Great Silk Road was of tremendous importance. When trade routes started developing, the first states emerged on the territory of Kazakhstan, which provided transit. It was during the heyday of the Turkic Khaganate when the northern branch of the Great Silk Road became predominant. Caravans increasingly passed through the territory of Kazakhstan, and this continued for centuries.
Все больше проходили по территории Казахстана в большей степени, и так продолжалось на протяжении веков.
The Silk Road had a great influence on formation of the political, economic, and cultural structure of not only Kazakhstan but also of other countries. Much of the route went through the territory of Central Asia.
Казахстан здесь неотделим от других стран.
Kazakhstan is inseparable from other countries. Both Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are connected. The whole region has been connected in many respects, precisely with the Great Silk Road. The region flourished due to the Great Silk Road.
О расцвете Великого Шелкового пути.
President Nazarbayev said that during the reign of the Turks in Eurasia, the Great Silk Road reached its peak and promoted economic prosperity and cultural growth on an international scale. President Nazarbayev's article, The Seven Facets of the Great Steppe, will contribute to the development of the traditional art. Joly Bolat Atraubayev believes that the revival of some recently forgotten artworks is necessary through detailed study of the history. Today, the Joly uses old techniques in jewelry making. Melting precious metals using furnaces was practiced in the first 20 years of the 20th century. Bolat Atraubayev believes that in addition to the decorative properties, handmade jewelry items have magical effect as well. Contemporary jewelers use gas furnaces, which is also good. However, there is nothing like working with wood and coal furnaces because of the special energy of the process. When I work, I feel connected to the wonder world. The jeweler from Aktobe agrees with every word that President Nazarbayev wrote about the ancient metallurgy in his article. Kazakh metal processing methods for the production of bronze, copper, zinc, iron, silver and gold were advanced at that time. Technologies used by our ancestors are very advanced. If we look at bracelets, rings and necklaces, we can see that the geometrical forms created with detailed precision. Sometimes I measure proportions of the ancient jewelry pieces with a ruler, and I see that everything is absolutely accurate. Bolat Atraubayev's works are exhibited in the new local history museum in Aktobe, next to archaeological items. The artisan hopes that a craftspeople's house will be opened in the region. I am so different. This is the name of the exhibition of the famous artist Alexei Utkin. The event is held on its 70th anniversary. The exhibition includes more than 150 works of the master. Most of the works are his new creations. Different styles and techniques of painting, graphics and portraits were presented. Love inspires me because love comes first. After graduation, I began to teach. I taught deaf children. I loved this process with all my heart, and my feelings guided me on how to paint. All that you see here is my heart in which love lives. Most of Alexei Utkin's works are cityscapes. His works are very bright and displays his love for Almaty. The artist constantly admires the beauty of the mountains, streets and cozy cafes. He also skillfully conveys the mood of a busy metropolis. He has a lot of solo exhibitions. Over the past 3 years, his exhibitions were held at the Kasteyev Museum. In addition, he has a very rich experience of international exhibitions. For example, he exhibited in the Vatican, Italy, and his work is even in the collection of the Pope. He also participated in an exhibition in Washington, which is called The Way. Alexei Utkin's rich creative biography includes dozens of exhibitions and awards. His works occupy a worthy place in private collections, not only in Kazakhstan, but also in Italy, France, the USA, Russia, Spain, and the Netherlands. Ethnic theatres contribute to the development of Kazakhstan's multinational culture and successfully represent Kazakhstan internationally. The Korean theatre is an ethnic theatre which has been successfully operating for more than 85 years. The theatre is a vivid phenomenon of an ethnic theatre existing outside of its homeland. Developing in line with Kazakhstan's united ethno-cultural policy, the Korean theatre preserves the national traditions, authenticity and language. Last year, the Korean theatre moved to a new building, which was welcomed by theatre visitors. In 2017, the theatre was granted the academic status. In the next 12 months, the theatre plans to present new productions for spectators. According to the theatre's creative team, the performances will be particularly relevant to the Year of Youth in Kazakhstan.
Каждый год мы ездим в Республику Корея, раз это является как бы...
Every year we visit the Republic of Korea since it is the ethnic homeland. Every year we visit a festival, which is called the Festival of Korean Theatres. We represent Kazakhstan there. Last year we visited the festival in London and there was an anniversary of Dulat Isabekov. For the first time in the entire 85-year history of the Korean theatre, not Korea's theatre but Kazakhstan's Korean theatre performed on the London stage. This also sums up the activities of the Korean theatre in Kazakhstan.
На лондонской сцене. Это тоже как бы подводит итог именно деятельности Корейского театра Казахстана.